No, I love when like I watch some of your media because for authors sometimes that's a little bit of a challenge. They're like, all right, I got to
Mhm.
write a book and I got to do a lot of this marketing. And
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear how you have been able to balance like social media content while writing books, like just that balance.
It really is tricky balancing everything out. There are some days I will admit where I do feel really overwhelmed because I also have a full-time job. So it feels as if I have two full-time jobs and I also have to do social media. And when it gets really overwhelming, I do tell myself to take a break from that. But generally speaking, the cool thing about that is because I love doing it so much, I have myself down in a routine, right? So I'll say, okay, well, maybe I'll do Instagram on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, and maybe I'll figure out what I want to do on TikTok. When it comes to shooting TikTok videos, they're so short. It's so fast that I can batch out a bunch of content in an hour. So I generally do that. I'll take a day where I'll sit down and just get a lot of content together. And that way throughout the week, I already like know what I'm going to post. And then there are some days where I'm feeling a little bit more adventurous. Well, I'll just have like a spontaneous idea and I'll post that. But for the most part, I stick to a single day where I'm kind of generating all my ideas for social media. And having that day set aside really sets me up for the week or the weeks coming. And then when it comes to writing and getting books together and drafting and or editing, I really do set aside time in the morning. So an hour before I start my workday, I sit down, I have my cup of coffee, and I just start writing. And I just have my headphones in. Sometimes I'm listening to music. Sometimes I'm just listening to the sound of rain to kind of like
Okay.
zone my thoughts out, which is really nice. And then I'll just write for an hour, letting myself free draft, which means I don't edit. I don't check for errors. I don't fact check myself at all. I just draft for an hour and get as much done as I can. And then later, when it comes to the editing process, I'll go back through and clean that up. But that's kind of been my routine recently, and I like it. It hasn't always been so detailed and fleshed out, but now that I have book deals, I have to have like a routine for myself. So that's been really, really helpful.